tell us a little bit about that 4-step process and the curriculum for this particular program?
Absolutely. So, this is our beginners program. Okay, this program will be a good opportunity for parents who want to try out courses at the Genius Academy. It's a short program, 5-week program, and but we are going to empower each student. This is for students from 12-year-old to 18-year-old, and our job that we have taken on here is to help them to develop global brain activation, right? So global brain activation means that the whole brain lights up together, so that when a child speaks, when a child thinks, when a child approaches writing, they are utilizing more of their brain, not just certain narrow areas of the brain. We are all, based on our development through life, we are, certain areas of the brain are strong for us and certain areas are weak. So we never get to apply our full overall brain's potential. There's a saying that the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. So when you bring in a global brain activation, it just doesn't just enhance your genius and intelligence, it takes you to a different level. So we start off with step one is getting to know the genius brain, right? Getting to know the process of learning, how you think, how you solve problems, getting to know how different areas of the brain work. And we are going to do it in a very entertaining and fun manner, so that the children are not bored and it's not academic. It's more fun and activity based. They get an idea of how their own brain works, how their own mind works. Then we help them to activate. We teach them a very simple, easy, natural way, scientifically developed and research that helps with the global brain activation, bring the whole brain into activity within seconds. That's one of the core PI techniques. When the child develops that, we give them some simple exercises to do. Right? We may say, well, let's all together in the group. Let's say there are 30 kids in the group, and we say, let's write an essay together. But after you have done the global brain activation, then the child begins to see, oh, when I use more of my brain, what is the impact on my thinking, on my problem solving, on my learning skills? So there are certain exercises we have developed that will make it, the child can see what the change in them, right? And that is the encouragement that is we develop in the second step. Third step, we introduce them to the different geniuses who have changed the world. Now, this being the beginners program, we are not going to introduce too many geniuses. We'll introduce people like Einstein. We'll introduce people like Tesla, Madame Curie, Shakespeare, and a few other geniuses in different areas. We'll introduce some modern day business geniuses. So to make it interesting, because different children are interested in different kind of geniuses. So then we tell them about how these people are different than the rest of the world. Right? If you look at Edison there's something called the Edison's method. He actually had a way, a particular process that he did to come up with new ideas. Einstein did a lot of thought experiments. He has talked about it himself, where he would imagine that he's riding on a beam of light and traveling at the speed of light. And these are thought experiments that he developed himself that led to his discoveries. Madame Curie had her own method, that she kind of stumbled upon. So there is her life story will tell you that. So so we are going to discuss what Da Vinci did. Da Vinci had certain qualities like curiosity, observation, and very, very minute observation, and how he developed, how he trained himself. So we are going to bring this wisdom from the geniuses themselves to the participants and students in the program, so they get to apply. So you do the PI for brain activation, and then you do these thought experiments and activities that the geniuses themselves did during their lifetime. So to really start thinking like a genius, start feeling like a genius, and really develop and exercise those creative thinking and problem solving and fast learning capabilities. So that's the That's that. And then next step, we bring them into what we call enter the genius avatar, right? It's not enough just to be inspired by the stories of other geniuses, but the child themselves should step into the shoes, and not somebody else's shoes, but their own shoes of becoming a genius themselves. So there we ask them to come up with their own thought experiments. We will have a coach to help the each student to come up with their own thought experiment, come up with their own original work of art, come up with their own original work of music. So we are going to help them to produce something original, so that they, whatever they are learning, the new ways of thinking like a genius, the PI technique to bring more of their brain intelligence into action and apply that to producing something. So our hope is that through this process, they are transformed. They see a new possibility in themselves. And then in the last week, we call it integrating the genius, right? So that they can bring all whatever they learned, not only what we taught them, but their own personal insights that they have journaled throughout the process, and bring them into their day-to-day life, and how to integrate that seamlessly, effortlessly, and how to start using their full potential at school, at home, in sports, in creative activities, in their hobbies, so that the child maintains that genius identity and those greater states of perception and performance. So this is our beginners program of over 5 weeks and 4 distinct steps, with the 5th week talking about how to integrate it seamlessly into your life.